So where we stopped in the previous session,
Two-dimensional.
two-dimensional array. So guys, today let us start a new topic called okay, class or object. Okay. So guys, class, if you know, right, like how to write a class, normal class. So suppose when you write class A, class, class name you will give, correct? So class name C, first letter would be capital letter. So what is the global, what is class? Class is the original entity which consists of properties. A class is the original entity which consists of property. Say for example, okay, so what is this? Why you said this as marker? Because it has marker property. Okay, so in any universe, okay, everything has a name, no? Okay, we are called as human. Huh? Why we called as human? We have human property. So likewise, when if you want to define some entity, okay, we need to start with class. To start with class, class consists of two things, that is variable.
So can you share your screen?
Oh, sorry, visible.
Yes, thank you.
Class consists of two things. One is variable and another is methods. Okay, right. Class is the original entity. Class is the original entity which consists of properties. Which consists of properties. Which consists of properties. Properties are variables are variables and methods. Okay. So global, next, global standard convention to provide a class name. Global standard convention to provide class name. Class name should start with special character. Sorry, start. Class name should not start with special character. Should not. Wait. Class name should not bother. Class name should start with capital letter. You write. First one. Class name should start with capital letter. Capital letter. Means how to give the class name. Okay. First, so you know, right? Whenever I write a class name, it will start with capital letter. Class name should not contain any special character except underscore. Except underscore. Example, see here. You can write like this. Class name run underscore one. You can write. This is fine. Okay, but you cannot write underscore run. First letter should be capital letter. Okay. Class name should not start with numeric. You cannot write one run, but you can write run one. Class name should not be keyword. Class name should not be a keyword. Done. No. So these are the global standard convention to give the class names. Okay. So next point. Object. Blueprint of a class is called object. Blueprint of a class is called as object. So if you consider a class, assume this is A. Okay. So I have several variables. Okay. So here variables, when you define, okay, there are two types of variables. So what are those types? What? Okay.
Primitive non-primitive.
Huh. So primitive variable, derived variable, you say that is type of a variable. Okay. So when it comes to class level, we have again two types: global variable and local variable. Global variable or local variable. Okay. So any variable which you write inside a class block. So say for example, you'll write like class A. Listen, class block, class A, class block. If you write any variable inside this is called as global variable. Okay, so say for example, I write here int I. This is global variable. Any variable which you write inside a method block, say for example public static void main, inside this if you are writing, this is called as local variable, and this is global variable. Understanding this? So understand, in global variable again we have two types: static variable, non-static variable. Okay, so right, so blueprint of X is called as object. Wait, so how to create object? Any idea? Before going to global and local, I'll explain that later. Before going to that, tell me what is global variable, what is, sorry, what are object? Object is a blueprint of a class, correct? So how to create an object? If you consider one class, yeah, you want to create an object, okay, the blueprint of this, yeah, obj is the reference variable is equals to new of a. When you write like this, what happens? Automatically object would be created. Okay, if you want to create object of class A, we need to write like this. Let me do it in the board. Give me a second. Guys, can you see the board?
Yes.
Okay, stop sharing. Okay. Last slide. Listen. So suppose if you consider a class A, and I want to create object of this, copy of this. So copy, clone of this. Okay. So how to create? So new will create an empty object. Suppose We will create an empty object, and then we need to call up new of A, and we need to store. When you write new of A class type, what happens? This is called as constructor, by the way. This we will see later. Now when you write in type in J, both the variables are loaded here. Okay, it is copied, and this you will store it in A obj 1 or 2, whatever. This is reference name. Okay, so this is how we create an object. We create an object by writing A class name obj reference name, anything it can be, is equals to new of A. What happens? It will create an object copy. Okay, we usually write like object would be like this. Visible? Okay. So if you want to create a copy of class A, write like A obj is equals to new of A. It is just like int, you will write now int I is equals to 10. Integer you will store here. Same way, this is nothing but object creation, and you are storing in a reference variable. This is called as derived variable. This is called as derived variable. Derived variable consists of object. Okay, right? How to create object? How to create object? This you can take as example. How to create object? Class name, reference variable is equals to new of. Don't tell class name this as, okay, this is called as constructor. What is this? We will see later. Okay. Constructor name is same as class name. Make a note. Reference variable. Reference variable. It equals to new of constructor. Done. So any now you can create multiple objects. You can create multiple objects. So here how many objects you created? Only one object, no, obj1. You can write A obj2 is equals to new of A, separate object. It is just like a, you know, you have one form, you are taking Xerox copy of it. The Xerox copy is called as object, it is not original. You understanding this? Whatever content you have in the original, it would be reflected in the Xerox copy. Quite simple. Okay, next. right? Global and local variables. Global and local variables. What do you mean by global and local variable? I just now told you. So listen guys. So any variable which is defined inside a class block is called as global variable. Okay. Any variable which is defined inside a method block is called as local variable. Okay. So now let me write some global variable and local variable. I will show you here. So main is a method, no? Correct? Main method we say. Okay. So now here in global variable we have two types of variable, static and non-static variable. Okay. So as of now I will write static variable first. Static int I is equals to 10. Okay. System dot out dot println. So if you want to call this static variable, it is I just say one simple story. Static members are like boys. Okay. Non-static variables are like girls. Okay. What is that? Now assume class run is your house. Okay. Now if you, so boys after marriage they will settle in their house only, correct? But girls will go to husband house. That means whenever object is created, non-static members would be moved to the object, not static members. Understanding this? If you want to use the non-static members, you need to create object copy. It reflects only in the copies. Understanding this? It reflect, if you want to use the non-static member, you need to create a object. It reflects only in the copies. Static members, okay, are also called as class members. Why? Because it won't move out of the class. When you create object and all, it won't move. It is only one copy. Non-static members are called as instance member. Instance or object member. Okay, we call it as object member. When if you want to use it, you need to create a copy. So now I will, this is static variable and this is non-static variable. If you are not writing any key, anything like static or something, it is by default non-static variable. Okay, so let me call this static variable, or else we'll do one thing from now onwards. I will create two classes, class A. How many variables are there here? Two variables. One is I, one is J. Here I will create class run. Public static void main. In a file you can create up to 255 classes. String. Okay. Huh?
Still not starting.
Is it? Okay. Array. Visible? So you can see the screen. Here I have created class A. Okay, in that I have written static int I is equals to 10, int j is equals to 20. Okay, and below that I have created a simply a run class. Now how to call the static variable? System dot out dot println a dot I. This is how you should call. So static member is also called as class member. So you should call with the class name. Static member is also called as class member. Okay, so global variables are of two types, and non-static members are called as instance member. You, if you want to use it, see, you need to create object like this here. A obj 1 is equals to new of A. You created object. You created object like this. In that, how many variables are loaded? One. One. That is J. So that's why obj1 is the object name. Right? A obj1 is equals to new of A. So that time system dot out dot println obj1 dot sorry J. So this is how we call it as like class means static member. This is how we call the non-static member. Make a note of it. So right, static, sorry, global variables. Global variables are the variables global variables are the variables which are defined inside the class block. Class block. Defined inside the class block. In global variables, we have two types. Next slide. In global variables, we have two types. Static variable and non-static variable. Right, first static variable. Okay. So now, so let us run this. So with the command prompt, we did this transfers. Java, see, see which class has main method, that class only you need to, yeah, see what is the file name first, run only, correct? In run class, run file, we have written class A and class run. So Java C run dot Java. When you compile, two classes will be created here. You can see one is run. Okay, two classes. Correct. One Java file. In that Java file, we have A class and run class. Now, which class you need to run? Run only. Java run 10 and 20. Make a note of this. How to call static and non-static? Okay, static variable you wrote. Right, static variables are single in copy. Static variables are single in copy. Or you can, instead of writing variables, write static members. Static members are single in copy. And we can call, and we can call using class name. Non-static members are multiple in copy. Next slide. Non-static members are multiple in copy. Whenever object is created, whenever object is created, non-static members are loaded. Whenever object is created, non-static members are loaded. Non-static members are loaded. Write the program. Example. 10. Okay. So you can write like n number of object you can create like this. Copy. So obj1, right? Similarly, you can write for obj2 also. 2.j. Okay. So the two object, one class, it is like you have class A, okay, and two object. One is obj1 and another is obj2. Okay. Here also j loaded, here also j loaded. I will be here only. If you write j is equals to 20, here also it is 20, here also it is 20. You can create n number of objects. Understanding this? Okay. Right. Next. What are the difference between static and non-static? Make two columns. This is the way you make columns, static and non-static. One point, static is single in copy, non-static is multiple in copy. Static members should be called with the right. Static members are single in copy. Non-static members are multiple in copy. Multiple in copy. Static members should be called with the class name. Non-static members. Wait. One second. So now here, according to your program, okay, let me copy this. Go here. Let me paste it over here. Now, according to your program, okay, you can see this. How many static members are there? How many non-static members are there? Huh? So if you consider class A, inside this, as of now, static I int I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20, correct? So we have object obj1, correct? Which member will be loaded? J is equals to 20. Okay, non-static member is loaded inside the object. Obj2, non-static member J will be loaded inside the object. Correct? So how to call the J variable of obj1? obj1 dot J. How to call J variable of obj2? obj2 dot J. Correct? Now how to call I variable? A dot I. Correct? You can call with the class name or also by the reference variable also possible. Okay. A static member can be called with the class name or through obj1 or through obj2, but only one copy only. Okay, here, say for example, I have one paper. There is only one paper. Okay. Now, say for example, we three members are there. Okay. If any you change the color, it will be changed for me also. No? We three have one paper. You change the color. It is changed. And it would be reflected for me. Let us assume you change the color of the paper to red. Okay. So for me, what it is visible? Red only. For you also red only. For you also red only. That is called as static. Single in copy. You can access through A also. You can access through obj1 also or obj2 also. Any reference variable also. But J variable is there, no? It is multiple in copy. Okay. So this particular value can be accessed only by obj1, not by A, not by obj2. Understanding this? Okay. So can I write static members can be accessed by class name or by reference variables, but it is single in copy. Okay. Static members can be called by, you wrote class name should be, static members should be called by class name or by reference name. Right, non-static members. Non-static members should be only called with the reference variable. Then non-static members can be called only by the reference variable you wrote. So that's all. Okay. Next, static members are loaded when class is loaded. Non-static members are created when main method executes. So what is this? I will tell you tomorrow. Okay.
Created.
When main method executes. See where we create object here? Inside main method only, no? Correct? So that is what the second point. The first point, static members are loaded when what class is loaded. That I will teach you tomorrow. That is a big topic. Java execution process. Okay. So then we will use static and non-static variable. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you.